Okay, so I'm sure you guys all saw this. Ask him about the Holocaust. I'm sure you guys saw this. So Heather McDonald, who is best known for being on Chelsea Lately, passed out on stage in Arizona a couple days ago. Suffered a skull fracture, which is horrible. So this was what's today? Today's the 9th, so it's 2 days ago. A rep for Heather tells us she suffered a skull fracture as a result of the fall and continues to undergo tests at the hospital to figure out what happened. We're told she has not consumed any alcohol prior to the show and tested negative for COVID. Like, who gives a fuck? Heather McDonald fell hard during a show in Tempe, Arizona, but it was no joke. It was a medical emergency. Eyewitnesses tell TMZ the former Chelsea Lately star was headlining the sold out show when she delivered her second joke. I'm vaxxed, double vaxxed, boosted, and flu shot and shingle shot. I'm not. Why are people getting a shingle shot? Is that a new thing? She said, and then I haven't gotten COVID, and Jesus loves me the most. Here's a picture of the club. Here's the fire truck. Hope the firemen were at least cute. As soon as she delivered the joke, she just collapsed and hit her head on the floor. Everyone thought it was part of the bit, part of the act, but it wasn't. She was conscious, but clearly all was not well. An EMT and nurse happened to be in the audience. They rushed up on stage to provide first aid. I wonder if there was a guy that was like, I got to do mouth to mouth. And then the female nurse was like, but she's not choking. And he's like, let me do my job. The 911 call came in as a seizure, but no one really knows yet. That's interesting because if two nurses or if an EMT and a nurse were the first to rush on stage, then they probably, you know what I mean? I'm sure they were involved with the 911 call unless as soon as she collapsed and people ran up, then someone else called 911. But then how would they know, right? If a waiter or a manager is at the other side of the stage calling 911 without conferring with like the EMT and the nurse, they wouldn't know what to call it in as. They maybe someone said, "Oh, she was on stage and she passed out." Well, what's wrong? That could be anything. I mean, a seizure wouldn't be my first guess. So I wonder if the EMT and the nurse observed her having a seizure. But then they put in this no one really knows yet because, they don't want to how do I put this? They don't want to make certain people feel like they know what caused it. I'm not laughing at this is obviously a horrible thing that's happened. But it's just weird that it's very vague as to the cause. An ambulance came and paramedics tended to Heather. Heather tells TMZ, I felt somewhat dizzy when she was on stage and then she just collapsed. She says it's never happened to her before. Okay, so this is a woman, she's like, I think she's early 50s. She's in fantastic shape. She looks amazing. She absolutely works out with a personal trainer several times a week, like all these celebrities do. Like they have the time, they have the money. She's in killer shape. Like she was on stage bragging about what good shape she was in and how she's always go, go, go. She's traveling everywhere. So that's why I feel like the story is very sus because people are saying, oh, it was dehydration. It was low blood sugar. It's like she's been on stage a lot. She's performed a lot in her life. Like, I don't know how many years she's been doing stand up. I think, I don't know if she got her start on Chelsea Lately and then went into stand up. But she's been like most comedians, you've been on stage enough to know your own body. Like, I don't know. I've been on stage dehydrated many times. I've been on stage without eating many times. Uh, but I've never passed out, and it's interesting what they're kind of I mean, a lot of us are thinking, could it be a certain experimental medical procedure? Because just like, right, we hear about a lot of these athletes, they're in great shape, they're collapsing randomly, and still people like, they're all just thirsty. Okay. She passed on the ambulance. It's never happened before. She passed on the ambulance, says her sister-in-law, who was in the audience. And then the sister-in-law took her to the hospital. That's really nice. This would never happen to me because none of my family goes to my shows. Heather says she got a CAT scan as well as other tests, but so far it's unclear what caused her to faint. She says her head really hurts and she's very tired. Ooh, I mean, this is fucking awful. Ever the Trooper, she says she feels horrible about abruptly ending the show. Heather tells us she never had COVID, right? She wants everyone to know that. Nobody fucking cares anymore. Does anyone care anymore? As she said in her set, she's fully vaxxed and boosted. We wish her well. Here is the video of her. I mean, good for her for just like, she's like, I'm going to do a video when I get to the hospital. I'm sure she genuinely feels horrible.
So I'm in the emergency room. I look weird. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I passed out on stage. I got up, I did one joke, and I felt so dizzy. You can see my eye. I fell on my eye. Oh my God. I cannot believe this happened. I feel so terrible that they had to tell everyone to leave and then cancel the second show at Tempe. I will be back. I've never ever fainted in my life.
Dun dun dun. Interesting. Okay, so now, luckily, somebody from the show, from the audience that night, took a video. And I'm going to play that for you so we can watch her falling. No, not like to look at her and laugh, but because I'm genuinely curious as to what happened.
I don't mean to.
Okay, here we go. This is fun. Shout out to Quarter Black Garrett. See, women can be funny. That's great. This is from just a couple days ago. I guess this was from, let me think. If this news came out a few days ago, when do you think her show was? Her show was obviously this weekend. Yeah, so it's probably, maybe it was Friday or Saturday or Sunday. Okay, here's Heather McDonald right before she fell.
I don't mean to brag. I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
Oh my God. That got such a great laugh. Like just as a fellow comedian, like that got such a great laugh. And I'm sorry she was unconscious for it and didn't hear it. I'm gonna watch again because if you watch this enough times, you can see like the exact moment when she starts getting out of breath. Almost like, I don't know. Could be something up with her heart. You know what I mean? What would cause you to be like, gasping for breath? Would dehydration do that? I don't know.
I don't mean to brag. I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows.
You hear that? She's starting to like breathe heavily. This is her first joke, by the way. Like, could be nerves, could be she's excited, but
meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me.
Out of breath. She's out of breath. She's like not even standing up straight. Maybe this is how she stands on stage. I'm just really looking deeply into it.
So nice. So nice.
And like she said she fell on her eye. She fell on the back of her head. So I don't know how she hit her eye. I'm shocked she didn't hit this mic stand, that it's still in place. Imagine, do you hear that guy at the end who laughs so loud? I wonder if he's watching this going like, uh-oh, shouldn't have laughed so hard. Because everyone thought that this was a bit.
I don't mean to.
This is like the, remember when Wendy Williams passed out in the Statue of Liberty costume and like people watched it like hundreds of times over? I'm not trying to do that. I hope she gets well soon. But that guy, you know what I mean? That one guy laughed really hard. A lot of people laughed really hard at that. Oh boy. Interesting. Hope she'll be okay. You think it was low dehydration sugar? People are saying it was Jesus. It was Jesus trying to communicate, not to be cocky. Jesus loves me the most, she said. I'm sorry, I'm not okay with these lights. I never know a color to make them. Okay. So what do you guys think? Too many shots? Do you think she just was lightheaded? She didn't have anything to eat before the show? You think she doesn't know, she, as a grown woman and as a seasoned performer, doesn't know what to eat, how much to eat before a show, how much to drink? Like, I know exactly before I go on stage, I want to have a part of dinner, like some of it, a few bites of something at least. I'm not gonna get full, but I have to have a vodka in me, a vodka soda or some drink, a Cosmo, whatever. I have to have a drink and probably be started on my second, and then I'll bring it on stage. Like, you get to a point where you know exactly what you need to have. So, I don't know. The 911 call said seizure, but now we're unclear about it, and you can see clearly she had trouble breathing on her first joke. What does that point to? It's just like all these mysterious, athletes that keep collapsing.